London is streets ahead of the competition when it comes to the title of Tech Capital of Europe. MIPIM delegates were treated to a panel discussion today featuring some of London's key tech sector experts. And the overarching opinion seemed to be that London was outstripping the rest of Europe in creating jobs in the tech industry. The capital was also considered one of the top 3 tech cities of the world.
I would say London's competition is in the US. I consider Silicon Valley, San Francisco, New York to be the top 2 competitors to London. That's the kind of position I put us in. And it's not just me. I think the Startup Genome report confirmed that recently, that London was amongst the top 3 destinations globally for technology businesses.
The TMT sector this year actually overtook the financial and services sector in terms of new jobs for the first time within London, and I think that is symptomatic of the fact that some recent research by CBRE has shown that London is by far outstripping the rest of Europe. Places like Amsterdam are actually going backwards, for instance, in terms of creating new knowledge-intensive services jobs.
But how can London maintain and improve upon its global tech ranking? Developer Argent thinks one answer is to provide flexible leases and more space for smaller, growing technology companies that need to expand after startup.
But what we can perhaps do is, because of the fact that we own the whole estate ourselves, we've got people from 1 million square feet to a few 100,000 square feet as occupiers. We can set aside perhaps 50 to 100,000 square feet of our overall outline permission for something which is much more targeted at organisations who are perhaps looking for 5,000 to 10,000 to 15,000 square feet.
Canary Wharf Group announced at MIPIM that its Level 39 venture, providing office space for startup technology firms, would open next week. The company's head of Level 39 says London's separate tech hubs need to band together to compete on a global scale rather than with each other.
So what I would suggest we need to do is, instead of parts of London competing, parts of London need to identify their own thematic strengths, and that's what we've done at Canary Wharf by starting Level 39, by focusing on 3 thematic areas of fintech, retail tech and future cities tech. We know what we're good at, we know what our proposition is we have to make. And I think if London decides to do that, other areas focusing on fashion and media and things like that, and we then communicate that internationally together, a little bit like what we're doing here at MIPIM together on the East London stand, then the world starts to hear kind of like a unified message.
This is Nathan Cross for Estates Gazette.